Hello and welcome to the Verum Project, where we embark on my journey of testing a new lifestyle to change myself for the better. Now you may be asking, what is the Verum Project? This project is my personal experiment in self-improvement built on scheduling, centered around what I believe should be my life philosophy. The goal is to better myself than I am right now. As the new year approaches, I've been reflecting how every year many people, including myself, set a bunch of goals but fail to meet them. I started pondering what I wanted to improve and why I failed in the past. After much thought, I realized it's because I never established a real schedule with intentional planning. When I did try, it was often based on just one thing, like waking up at a certain time. I never created meaningful goals, and most importantly, when I did make goals, I never really set myself on a path on how to make them or what I wanted to do in order to achieve those goals. So you might be wondering, who are you? Well, my name is Spencer Waddell. I'm a small town kid who recently turned 21 and finished a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Before my mission, I didn't have many goals, just the basics. Get married, get a job, go on a mission. And I completed one of those goals, but I didn't really set a plan on how I'm going to achieve the other two. I just had them. I didn't really have much experience in what I was going to do. However, I didn't have any plans for really achieving anything when I got home. I got in a place where I was kind of scared of my life. Often in my life, I would focus on just a couple things at a time, which caused me to fear for the future. Instead of addressing my challenges, I would often just ignore them, or only go really one step at a time. It's certainly not a terrible philosophy to focus on today's problems. I almost completely ignored the future. And I decided to change that. I'm at a point where everything is about to shift. Heading to college and committing to adult life is coming to me very soon, within a couple of months, as the new year is about to approach. So I'm committed to changing that. Thus, I created the Verum Project. Now, here's the little things to know about me to make me seem a little bit more human, maybe more relatable to you. Some hobbies. I love the Detroit Lions. I love the Denver Broncos. The Detroit Lions are my favorite football team. I've been a fan of them since I was a kid. And the Denver Broncos are more of a recent second team that I added because I started my mission in Colorado. I finished here in Idaho, where I live, for a service mission. But I really loved my time in Colorado and thus decided to make Denver my second team. I really like to write. I like to play pickleball, spike ball. I like to hike, video games. Hiking around in nature is just a big thing for me. Just looking at nature. So sometimes I just like to go on a walk. And I love studying scriptures from my faith and philosophy. Now, what are my goals? What are my goals now that I'm finishing my mission? I talked about earlier how I didn't really have any goals before mission. So here are my goals now. I want to become a book writer. I want to write a fiction book. I want to make something that is going to be a fantasy book. I love stories. I love movies. I love shows. And I realized I really liked world building. As a kid, I was super into imagination. I decided, what's a good way to enter to my little kid self into adult life. So that's one thing. I also want to become an audiologist. So if you see right here, I have a cochlear implant. I lost hearing in my right ear. I have a little bit of hearing loss in my left ear. And that got me to know what audiology is. So audiology is kind of like essentially an ear nurse. It wouldn't make me quite an ear doctor, but I would essentially be a nurse for ears. So I'd kind of do the hearing tests and things like that for people. I want to be a husband still, and I want to be a father. And those are my goals kind of within these next couple of years that I want to achieve. Of course, audiology may come later, but that's my long-term goal for me. Now, what are my goals for the next 2 or 3 years? Well, I'd like to get married within the next 2 to 3 years. I want to finish my general education studies. I want to minor in communications. I want to adopt a healthier lifestyle by working out more regularly and improving lifestyle habits. I want to reduce my phone usage to about 2 to 3 hours a day. I'm like your everyday young adult teenager who spends a little too much time on my phone, on the Xbox, and things like that. Of course, I want to develop new skills. I believe skills develop more confidence in ourselves. I think new skills can help motivate me. I think they can help motivate other people by offering an engaging alternative to unproductive habits like doom scrolling, watching videos on YouTube, playing video games for an excessive amount of time, watching movies for an excessive amount of time, things like that. I think learning something productive that sharpens the mind, builds confidence, improves self, and it also will help improve self-image, while also still being fun and not a chore like normal chores are, or maybe like working out could be. So, what are the skills? I needed to figure out what skills that I want to develop that I could view myself as either productive or just fun. So, what are some of the skills? Well, I want to learn how to woodwork. I just love the idea of being someone that can craft things with wood. Um, it's just something that's really recently developed for me, and so I want to decide I want to learn how to do that. I want to improve my handwriting. I have chicken scratch handwriting. Self admission, I am not great at handwriting or punctuation, which is another thing I want to develop as a skill. And so, in order for me to really grow this into adult, something I want to improve on, so I can be proud of myself, have a better self-image, I want to improve myself on that. I want to learn how to video edit. I've had a YouTube channel before. I never really knew how to do really good edits. And the modern day, when you're on TikTok or YouTube, you see these edits for things like Transformers 1, King Baldwin, whatever random things you can find. And I want to learn how to do things like that, and I want to learn how to make videos for people, and help me become a better content creator as well. I'm going to learn how to do swing dancing. I think it's a fun thing to learn how to dance. So many people where I live love to do it, and I honestly like dancing. It's fun, and so I want to do that. I want to learn how to draw. Maybe not a whole lot. I don't want to become like a professional artist or anything, but I'd like to do like simple drawings and see where I can go from there. I want to improve my book writing skills. I mentioned earlier I like writing books, and I do spend a lot of time writing the characters. But I've tried writing books before, and I've gotten writer's blocks and just given up. So I want to improve myself in those writing spots there. I want to improve on everything when it comes to writing a book. So I'm going to develop that skill. I'm going to develop some of the sports hobbies that I can participate in, like pickleball or spike ball. I want to get better at those, and maybe find some other sport hobbies to get into that I can develop and be better at. I want to learn kneeboarding tricks. So I'd go kneeboarding in the summer often with my family. And so I decided, well, I need to learn how to do tricks rather than just holding on and maybe moving side to side when I'm on a kneeboard. So skills like those things, like some of them may not be instant while I'm doing this project. Some of them are maybe be a bit more long term until I get to college. So like swing dancing and drawing and maybe some of those other sports I mentioned, they may require an actual teacher or me to actually have like a bigger social circle, at least for me to find someone that could just teach me. I probably won't be able to do that much while I am still here at home, but there are things that I can learn here at home, such as video editing, woodworking, kneeboarding tricks, handwriting, all those other things that I mentioned. I can do those at home, and so I want to do those while I'm here. I can also work on improving just so many other skills in my life here. I want to really learn how to do here at home, and so I want to find some. Of course, the biggest thing with skills, we all have goals. We all have things we want to develop as a skill. And a lot of times, it just doesn't work out. I think really one of the bigger reasons for that is we don't set time aside and plan to do those skills. We just kind of say that, hey, it's a new year, let's do this. And maybe you set up like a morning routine to work out, for example, and that's it. You don't really set apart for those skills that you want to develop or better lifestyle habits. And it just fades away, especially if you don't motivate yourself for those things. So I create a little bit of a daily routine. So this is kind of going to be my schedule when I'm not working. It's just your general day. So my morning routine is, no matter what my day looks like, I'm always going to wake up at 7:35. And then from 7:35 from 7:40 a.m. I'm going to wake up, brush my teeth, get dressed, and make my bed. From 7:40 to 8:05 I'm going to pray, take my pills, and read scriptures. Now just to tell you what kind of pills I take. So I've struggled with mental health in my life, and sleep and anxiety and certain things like that, along with focus. I have things like ADD and OCD, and so sometimes I'm not the best of it, and so I take certain things to help me. I take something called Focus Factor to help me with focus, and I want to be better about taking it because it does improve my ability to pay attention and stay one topic at a time. Now, I'm not going to endorse any certain pills. This is not 100% essential to the Verum Project. It's just something I think would help me. And so that's just one thing's there. Now, like for myself, for example, I take ashwagandha. It's a natural thing. It's not really a drug. Doesn't give me high or anything like that. But what it does do is it helps me with anxiety and depression without kind of being addictive, and it even helps me sleep better at night as well. So that's find something that helps you like start your day and helps you fight forward in your day. It doesn't have to be a pill. It doesn't have to be anything that's like an item. It could just be get yourself some music to listen to in the morning. Find something that helps you like get your day started. And for me, it's also reading scriptures. So you don't have to be religious to do this. This isn't just for me. If you're Christian and you don't believe in the Book of Mormon like I do, just read your Bible. If you're a Muslim, read the Quran. If you're Jewish, read the Torah. Whatever you are, read something. And if you're not religious, my recommendation would still be to read something that helps you with your own improvement in life. I know a lot of people read philosophy books. Maybe it's Plato or Aristotle, or maybe like some more modern day philosophers or psychologists. Maybe like or Jordan Peterson person. Maybe you like reading 12 Rules for Life. Go read that. Go read whatever is a good philosophy in your mind. Help sharpen your mind. I think reading is a big importance to getting yourself ready for the day. 8:05 to 9:15, I'm going to work out. So I'm not fat or anything like that, but I need to still want to be healthy. And not just so I can impress the girls or just so I can be like, wow, I'm shredded and post on social media. Working out helps your brain activity. It helps you just be healthier. It stops things like inflammation and many other things. And of course, it would be nice to also be healthy and a little bit more attractive. 9:15 to 10:09, study for classes. So currently I'm working to become a CNA. So I'm going to study for my classes while I'm there. And then, of course, if I'm studying, I'm also going to eat breakfast. Then I have a midday routine. From 10:10 to 10:59, I'm going to do my chores. From 11 to 11:59, I'm going to write my book, which is one of those skills I want to develop. From 12 to 12:29, I'm going to eat lunch. From 12:30 to 2:30 p.m., I'm going to have free time, just kind of do whatever I want. From an afternoon routine, from 3 to 3:59, study for school again. From 4 to 4:59, develop new skills. So this is one of those skills I mentioned. Whatever skill you want, this is where you can develop. From 5:51 to 6:59, free time, just whatever I want, I'm going to go do. I'm going to have an evening routine. 7 to 7:29, going to do some more chores or start a workout if I don't have any chores to do. From 8 to 8:30, I'm going to shower. I'm going to write. From 8:31 from 8:59, read my scriptures. From 9 p.m., pray, take pills, and go to bed. So, for one thing, we all have different schedules. So, for example, I also will not always be able to have this kind of a open of a day. I work, and I also have college. And I've made little schedules to adapt myself. So, one thing that you will have to do, maybe you're going to have to sacrifice things like free time a little bit, or maybe you're going to have to shorten some of your workout times or your developing skills. But I have skills developed for any other work shifts I have or any college days I have, so I can still achieve most of my goals. So, for example, one thing I like to do is write my journals as well after I read my scriptures and go over my day. And of course, I have my schedule in it. This is my journal. It's just your good old general black leather journal. And this is what I'm going to write in. Of course, I also am going to set what I'm going to do. So for scriptures, in the morning, I'm going to read the Holy Bible. And I also have a little spiritual devotional for Strength of Men I'm going to read as well. And in the Bible, in the morning, I'm going to read the book of Psalms. I decided to do this because I recently read the book of Proverbs, and I absolutely loved it. And so I decided I was also going to read another Old Testament thing, which is Psalms. And so I'm going to do that, and I'm going to read the devotional thing, and I'm going to write down my thoughts on it there. And then at night, I'm going to read the Book of Mormon. Specifically, I'm going to read a little bit of Mosiah and Alma, and I'll write it down in here. And then, of course, you also want things, you want to have things that help you actually do your goals. So I normally have a different book that I write in. Unfortunately, I left mine at somewhere else. This is what I'm going to be writing my book in, and it's just I'm gonna have this until I can get my actual book. to write in, and that's where I'm going to write my characters and my stories and my plot lines and character descriptions and things like that, so I can complete my goals. So for this is just going to be another project. I'm going to go every day. I'm going to try to post a morning and night video, so kind of put it into one, and at night I'm going to post a review of my day and how everything went. I have a little bit of video of myself going and doing certain things as well, just to show you guys I'm actually doing my stuff. And yeah, this is the Verum Project, and I'm excited to see how my little project for myself goes. Have a good day.